everyone, welcome back to Pamela's Adoring Crochet. I am Pamela, and today I am going to show you how to crochet this simple eco-friendly bath and body scrubber. It's reusable, it's beginner friendly, and it is a perfect gift and for self-care. So let's just jump right in. So here are the supplies I have laid out here. We are using 100% cotton yarn, and the brand that I happen to be using for this tutorial is the Sugars and Cream. And it is a medium full weight yarn, and you can get some use some stitch markers if you would like. You would need a yarn needle right here to weave your ends and stuff in, and for the hook I'm using a 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. Just to give you a tip on why I'm using cotton yarn is because I feel like cotton yarn is more gentle on your skin and it holds up well in the water. So that's why I'm choosing to use cotton yarn for mine. This is an 8-inch by 26-inch. I used about 300 yards of medium full weight yarn. I used 100% cotton yarn. This is a multiple of 4 plus 2 in case you want to make yours smaller or larger. And to start the project, we are going to chain 26. So to start my chain, I put my loop my yarn around this finger right here. And I take my hook and I put it behind this strand of yarn and I just twist around like this. I yarn over, pull the hook through the loop like this. So I've made my first chain. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. That's 2 chains. Yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. That's 3 chains. So you just keep doing this till your desired amount of chains, and in my case I'm going to chain 26. Okay, so I'll meet you when you get finished with your 26 chains. Okay, now that you've got your 26 chains, for our foundation row we are going to work 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So there's the first chain from the hook, and here's your second chain. So just insert your hook in the second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and put a stitch marker in the chain, like in that stitch like this. And that will help remind you that that is your beginning chain. I mean, your beginning stitch right there. Okay, so now we're going to single crochet in each chain all the way across. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. And you see you got 2 stitches right there. Insert your hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. And I'll show you one more time. Insert your hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. And as you can see, you now have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets. So we're going to crochet all the way to the end. So I'll meet you when you get to this last stitch here. Okay, so now we're on our last stitch here. So now we have 25 single crochets. Now this is what I call the foundation row. So for row 1, we are going to chain 1, turn our work, and for row 1 we're going to make 1 single crochet in this first stitch right here. And you can put a stitch marker there if you'd like. And in the next stitch we're going to make a cluster stitch. And so a cluster stitch is, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook in this next stitch, yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and to pull up your loop. You now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more time, yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch, yarn over and pull through. And you should have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 loops. So you've just made your first little bobble stitch. That's your cluster stitch. And then in the next stitch, we're going to single crochet in this next stitch right here. And then the next stitch, we're going to have a cluster stitch. So once again, yarn over, insert your hook in that next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch, yarn over, pull through. You now should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook in that same stitch, yarn over and pull through. You should have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops. And then make a single crochet in this next stitch. Now I'll show you what it looks like on this side. You see how you got these protruding little bobbles right there. Okay, so that is your pattern across row 1. And you're going to end with a single crochet in this last stitch. Okay, so it's a cluster stitch, a single crochet, cluster stitch, single crochet. And you just keep repeating that all the way to the end. And in this last stitch where you have your stitch marker, this will be a single crochet, and that will be row 1. Okay, so I'll let you go ahead and finish this row out. So that was row 1. So for row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And so for row 2, we're going to single crochet all the way across. And remember what you had on this first row, which was 25 single crochets. You should have 25 single crochets on this second row. So it's just 1. And sometimes it helps me if I turn it this way and I see these V's. See the V's? Like that. That's your stitch. And you should have 25 of these single crochets. Okay, I'll meet you when you get to the end. Okay, so I just finished on row 2, the 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. And so I have 25 single crochets. So for row 3, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to work a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. So we have 1 and 2. Now we're going to make a cluster in this next stitch. And you remember you yarn over 3 times. That was 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, and then a single crochet in the next stitch. And your pattern for this row, for row 3, is going to be 1 single crochet and then a cluster. And then when you get to the end, you started with 2 single crochets here, so you're going to end with 2 single crochets on the end. So you got your single crochets. So let's go ahead and make a cluster in the next stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook. You have 5 loops on your hook. And now you've got 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 7. Single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, I'll meet you when you get to the end. I'm on my last 2 stitches, and I'm going to make a single crochet in this last 2 stitches. There was 1, and 2. So we have our foundation row, row 1, row 2, and this is row 3. So for row 4, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. Now for row 4, we're just going to single crochet all the way across. So in this project, you should have 25 single crochets. And remember, I said to, if you're not sure where your stitch is, where you're supposed to insert your hook, just turn it over. And where you see these V shapes, your hook goes underneath the V, just like this. Okay, so I'll meet you when you get to the end. This is 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Okay, so we just finished with row 4. So for row 5, we are going to chain 2. we're going to turn our work, and we're going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way across. You've got a chain 2. We're going to double crochet in each stitch all the way across. So just insert your hook in this first stitch, yarn over, pull through. You got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So you've now got 1 double crochet. And if you need to, so that you don't get this, your ending stitch confused with your chain 2, just go ahead and put you a stitch marker in there like that at the top of your first double crochet, and that will help you not get confused of whether that chain 2 is a stitch or not, because it's not. Okay, and then make a double crochet in the next stitch, and then just keep making double crochets all the way across. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. You got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so that's your double crochet. So you've got 1, 2, 3 so far, and you can look at it this way: 1, 2, 3. You can see your little V's, 1, 2, 3. All right, you should have 25 double crochets when you get finished with this row. So I'll meet you when you get to the end. Okay, so that was the end of row 5. You have double crochets. Now you're going to chain 2 for row 6 and turn your work. Now you're going to make a double crochet in each stitch all the way across. So we're going to start with the first stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And like I said, you can put a stitch marker right there if it will help you. And just continue on making a double crochet in each stitch all the way across, and you should have 25 double crochets for row 6. All right, I'll meet you when you get to the end. So these right here is your basic repeat patterns. So this is rows 1, well, you have your foundation row, and then you have rows 1 through 6, and you will repeat rows 1 through 6 10 times. And then when you get finished repeating rows 1 through 6, then you're going to repeat rows 1 through 4 and then stop at that. Don't go on and do rows 5 and 6, which are your double crochet rows. So you'll end with this single crochet row right here. So you'll do rows 1 through 6, so write this down, rows 1 through 6 10 times, and then you will do rows 1 through 4, which will be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you'll stop right there. And that will be your back scrubber. See, this is your foundation row, and then you have your rows 1 through 6 right here. And then you're repeating this 10 times. So when you get to the end, you're just finishing off rows 1 through 4. And then you'll single crochet all the way around just to make a nice smooth edging. So let's go ahead and single crochet all the way around. You may need to pause this and come back to this once you get your repeat patterns completed. Once you get your repeat rows completed, let's go ahead and chain 1, and we're just going to single crochet all the way around. And so you may want to put either 1 or 3 single crochets in that very first stitch right there. Sometimes I put 2, sometimes I put 3, just depends on what mood I'm in. And just make a single crochet all the way around. There are no defined stitches on the sides, so you just kind of space them out evenly on both sides. And so I'm going to go ahead and put 3 single crochets in this end piece or corner piece right here. And then you just make a single crochet, continue on across the top. And you see I'm weaving in my beginning strand of yarn right there and just weaving it in. I'm just crocheting it in as I go along. You finish this, single crochets, 3 single crochets in the corner, single crochet this way, single crochet, 3 single crochets in this corner, and then single crochet all the way across, and you'll meet up right here. So crochet all the way around. Okay, now that we've made it all the way across, go ahead and slip stitch into your beginning stitch right there. And if you want to make a loop, go ahead and chain 4 or 5 I went ahead and chained 5. Okay, so now you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch like this. And so there's your loop right there. You can use that to hang this on something. And you'll go ahead and fasten this off. And then you'll take your yarn needle and just weave that in the back. That's all there is to it. It's very easy. Look at that. That's it, guys. You've made your own bath and body scrubber. It was so easy, right? Let me know in the comments what color you chose for your bath and body scrubber. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss one of my cozy project tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy crocheting.